Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another edition of the Cool Guy Experience. It is currently 12:34 a.m. Central Time on a not so lovely Saturday. Kind of shitty weather, to be honest. And today is a little bit special because we have our first guest with us. Abe, would you like to say hi?
Hello.
All right, and of course we got the other dumbass in here
What's
as
up,
well. That
bitch?
needs no introduction. All right. So tonight we don't necessarily have a set agenda or anything to do. It's kind of a free night. Maybe tell some stories here and there, crack some jokes, whatever. But first, me and Eric kind of talked about this last night. But I want to get your thoughts on the whole e-learning situation. What do you think about it? Good talk, man.
Mm.
Jesus Christ.
I think you gotta respond.
You gotta respond,
Who
man.
you talking to?
You dumbass. I said me and Eric talked about it last night. Who do you think I was talking to? All right, so
I
what are
just
your
kind
thoughts
of
on it?
just kind of fucking zoned out. Um, I don't know. I think there's some things I like about it a lot more than normal school.
Yeah,
You know?
that's I think the same thing. Personally, I prefer it 100 times to one to normal school. Um,
Yeah, because you forget that the not hanging out with people thing isn't really included in the school thing.
mhm.
That's just like the coronavirus. But if we just had online school and like we could go hang out with people, the work's a lot easier,
Yeah.
and I just think it's better.
I mean,
Personally,
Me
I
and Abe could tell you we cheated on Spanish this week. I mean, come on.
What do you mean? We work together. That's not cheating.
Yeah, that was teamwork. My bad.
um
Misspoke.
yeah. But personally,
The thing,
I think there's some pretty good benefits to it because I mean, not only is this like it's such a relaxed environment, you know? Like you really have all the time in the world to get this stuff done and I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Obviously it kind of sucks that you can't see your friends or anything, but personally, I would rather just do this all the time than regular school. Because, I mean, you can see your friends outside of, like you go see them on the weekends and stuff like that. Um, obviously if we weren't in a quarantine, but I think this is a lot better than normal school, honestly.
I think the dude at your own pace is like an interesting look. It's more like you're gonna have a job someday. You know, you just kind of do it on the way, but it can pile up. So you just gotta make your own schedule. Really,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think one of the most annoying parts is all those Zoom meetings. So
Oh my god, I haven't been to a single one of those.
I skip them.
I,
I go
I,
to the I go to the first one just to make sure it's like not for a grade. Then if he doesn't say anything, I just skip the rest.
I literally haven't gone to any of the ones for English or anything. I am not one for Zoom calls or FaceTime or really anything like that.
No, they're pretty boring.
I'd imagine. It's fucking stupid.
Sometimes I don't even go over the curriculum. They just like ask random questions, and then everyone's just like dead silent.
Yeah. I imagine they'd be pretty awkward, honestly.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think it's such a terrible way to go about doing stuff like that, you know? And
I'm still surprised that they haven't canceled it. Just done with schoolwork because no one can really focus.
yeah. I mean,
No,
literally, at this point, nothing's really important. We've just been doing a bunch of busy
Mm.
work, you
yeah,
know?
all of it's we're not really learning anything. It's just
The
something
math
that wastes
Yeah.
our time.
Yeah.
math teacher came out and said it's not busy work. It's here to keep your brain sharp. And I'm like, my
They
brain's sharpened.
they say that like all the time too. And it's so it's I don't know.
They
It's not
complain
true.
about how easy it is for them to like cheat, for students to cheat on their work and not do it as much as they do it, not physically like put their mind to it and just like use photo math. What I do, I don't care.
Oh, I do
But
the same thing.
yeah, I know.
Fucking Khan
But you
Academy,
see
dude.
here, when they're just giving us busy work and stuff that we don't need to do, we don't really need to learn for the rest of the semester, and they're just doing it, they have to, then I don't understand why they complain about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either.
Honestly, I think some things like math class have gotten a lot easier, and not just with like people sharing stuff. I mean, just in general. Than the curriculum at school.
Yeah.
It's nothing compared to it.
And especially that combined with the fact that you can literally just photo math everything. It's so easy. I mean, when you really take it into consideration, all you have are just students cheating. So if they're always just gonna cheat, then what's the fucking point of actually having to do stuff?
Well, I'm in geometry. Yeah. Geometry, and you can't photo math any of that.
Yeah.
Well, Abe, you don't have friends.
me and Eric are in dumbass math together, so we can photo math almost everything. That's pretty damn
worst
easy.
Case scenario, dumbass math. We just send each other pictures.
Yeah.
I had to do that last year. A little bit.
Yeah. I find the whole concept of all the Zoom meetings and everything, like, you just might as well not have us do it if it's just a bunch of busy work and everyone's cheating anyway. It's just a big fucking clusterfuck,
I just find them rather annoying. Because I'm just like, chilling at my house, not fully dressed, and then like, I have to get on a Zoom meeting, so
naked. You imagine you're just completely naked. You like accidentally drop the laptop, just a clean dick shot. Everyone's
guys,
like, well, Abraham, thank you for sharing.
Guys, it gets bigger. I promise.
It gets bigger. I'm a grower.
My younger brother has Zoom meetings every single day at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I wake up and I just hear him talking to his class.
Doesn't he have? Doesn't he have Fee?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian's in the same class. My youngest brother. So they have those Zoom meetings like all the time.
Oh my gosh! I was wondering, what if I just walked by like ass naked?
Imagine this, right? You're just chilling,
casually
chilling in the kitchen, and you're just hanging out there, talking or whatever, and it just fucking Abraham walks by in the background, just gives him a shot of his like hairy ass, just reaching into the cabinet, grabbing his just turn around, just full dong shot. He's staring directly into the camera.
Mr. Grun's just sitting there like, dude, I didn't know hair could grow there.
I don't have hair there.
Wait, why Mr. Grun? What the hell?
Yeah, no, yeah. Mr. Bruin's on a Zoom call with his fucking younger brother.
Yeah.
Ah, Christ. I just spilled fucking water on my keyboard. God damn it. I hope that dries up.
It won't.
Probably not.
It's gonna be constantly wet.
Razer keyboard too.
All those circuits will just seep it up.
It's not too bad. I don't think it got underneath of it. I've spilled water all over it before. I had to take it out of the garage and fucking air compressor that shit.
I mean, speaking of razors, I just had a memory that I forgot that I had whenever you said razor. I thought of the scooter, and I immediately thought you're not a. I don't think you can't be a true man or a true person and say that you experience pain in this world until you got hit in the shin with a razor scooter. Okay?
That shit hurts.
That's the only way you can say that you're a whole person in this world.
Oh my god, dude. I think that every single bad experience I've ever had starts with razor scooter, honestly.
That razor scooter hitting you in the shin first was like the first real pain that I ever had.
The first manly pain you could experience. Yeah.
That was the day my balls dropped and everything. And
Jesus
I hit
Christ.
that scooter.
Yeah, the day
the day I became a fucking man. And I didn't cry.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Should have like execution by ankle scooter.
The day
just constantly getting blows to the ankles from a razor.
Wait till they die.
The day that you get ankle scootered or scooter ankled, whatever, without crying is the day you become a man. And there's no
that's a
denying
really
that.
memorable moment. And truth is, I haven't reached that moment yet.
Yeah, neither have I, honestly.
You take a scooter to the ankle and tears just come out like a waterfall.
It's not even in pain, it's just because you just fucking, I don't know, it just makes you cry. Fuck. No, yeah, it's fucking hurts like a bitch. I love how we've just been talking about fucking razor scooters and heels for the past 5 minutes.
Yeah,
We gotta
Just-
do what you gotta do.
just let it flow.
Just
Let
comes
it
naturally.
flow.
Let it flow. Let it flow like the tears coming out of my eyes when I get hit in the
Yes.
heel with the scooter.
Greater pain.
So
Screw the electric chair. There's no need for that anymore.
Oh my gosh, you get tied up by like some mobsters. They bring a scooter into the room.
mobsters.
You know,
Where's the
Yeah.
fucking money, Tony?
shit's
Where's
about to
goddamn
go
money?
real.
I'm not talking. All right, I guess we're gonna have to do this the hard way. Breaks out the razor scooter.
He like pulls out a gun, and the dude's like, "Oh no!"
Is that supposed to scare me?
Yeah, and then he pulls out the scooter, and he's like, "Buh." So I said earlier that we didn't really have much of an agenda, to do, but I want to talk about some stories and stuff like that we've had. So, they're just experiences in general. So, do either of you have any like crazy? I'm gonna start with the crazy ones. Do you guys have any like crazy experiences you've had or anything like that?
Once talked to a pedophile.
What, like for real?
Like, not like an actual, like, I'm not 100% sure if he was a pedophile, but the dude was fucking creepy as shit. This dude randomly comments on my Instagram post, just out of nowhere. I don't remember exactly what he said, but then he started like DMing out of nowhere.
Christ.
And I looked at his Instagram account, and it's like this 40-year-old dude, and he's trying to like ask me questions like, "How old are you? What are you into? What sports you play? Where do you live?" And whenever he asks me where do I live, I'm like, "Dude, shut the fuck up." And then I blocked him.
Man, you gotta be more open.
But the dude.
Jesus, Abe,
How do you
this is why
how do
you're
you-
gonna die before the age of 18.
Maybe.
The
I'm
same
not
guy.
concerned with that right now.
You say maybe like it's not a fact.
Abe's
Wow.
not going to deny the fact that he's going to get fucking raped.
I'm just saying,
Not
But,
this
but
again.
it's all right.
Eric, just keep your legs open.
That's for another day. I think
That
we
was
got
for
our
last night. I think we got
yeah.
our
I think we got our
weekly rape
I think we got our
stuff in.
special guest on too.
Christ.
There's guys, if you're listening to this, there's a special guest that I'm trying to plan out to get on that I think would absolutely be hilarious to have on the show and hear their opinion and think about things rationally and maybe try to change their mind about how they think about life in this specific topic. Well,
and certain aspects about life.
yeah, I'm trying to get him on the show.
Specifically, what causes life. In a violent
I'm
way.
trying to, I'm just trying to get him on the
man.
show so that we could talk about this specific topic, and I think I have it. So that's going to be a very, very entertaining episode, and it will be on here in maybe a couple days that we're going to have,
Hopefully.
and I can't wait for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks for the
I'm
newsflash.
giving her I'm giving her the advantage to just opt out whenever she wants. I want her to be as comfortable as possible. I don't want her to like, freak out and then just leave. But it's just, I want to talk about some things with a differing viewpoint.
Yeah.
It's what I like about this.
I think that would be pretty interesting, too. We get some, hopefully, civilized debates or conversations about this kind of stuff, especially, like, controversial stuff like that. That'll be pretty interesting.
What kind of stuff? Keep referencing it.
Oh, we talk about politics.
Politics.
We talk about
rape. We
talk about all sorts
whole
of
nine
dumb
yards.
shit. We talk about masturbation.
Oh, yeah, there were many
masturbation.
masturbation things yesterday.
Masturbation's where I thrive.
Fucking pilot episode is just filled with the things that, shouldn't be in the first pilot, to be honest.
Yeah, that should, but it gives you
So
a
it makes it so good.
introduction to who we are.
Jesus Christ.
Masturbation.
So
That's
back,
about it.
I'm
back
starting
to
to
the,
wonder
back
that guy on Instagram if he should have been scared of you.
Oh my god.
Dude, dude, okay. I got scared, and honestly, I wish I would have messed with him more. But I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk to you, and then I blocked him. But like on Instagram, if you block someone and they can still send you DMs, and it'll send you notifications like so and so sent you a DM. Do you
Hey,
want to view it?
just unblock him right now.
And I viewed him. I don't remember what his account was. This was like a year ago, and
Even
like
better.
he says, I'm gonna
I
come
don't
out.
know if it was
I'm
that
gonna come
scary.
down. I'm gonna
It'd
come
be
down
etched
and
in your
find
memory.
you. He said, I'm gonna come down and find you. And I'm like, what the who's this guy think he is? You don't know where I live, man.
But anyway, back to the whole stories thing. Abe, do you have anything? Maybe crazy, cool, whatever. I don't fucking know.
We didn't really have enough time to plan this episode out,
Yeah,
as
I
you can
know.
tell.
No, you don't plan. That ruins the realism of this.
Well, I mean,
Well, we
it's not
planned the first
necessarily
episode.
planning. It's not really planning. It's just kind of things to talk about, really. And when you
What
don't
we want to
have,
cover in the show that day.
yeah, when you don't have things to talk about, then there's just really awkward moments of silence while you're on the air. And
Yeah. So these first couple of
it's pretty
episodes
boring.
are not going to be as good. Once we start getting into the
We're
swing of
still
things,
trying
I
to
feel
figure
like
out what the fuck we're doing, honestly.
yeah. And
This is
once
just
we get a couple
prototype
episodes
shit.
under our belt, I feel like this will get a lot better.
I think eventually we're gonna move on to hopefully starting to live stream these every once in a while, because then we can kind of interact with viewers and stuff like that. And then, because right
That's
now
what I really
it's
want.
purely audio. It's literally just a black screen. But
Yeah.
maybe we could get some visuals, or maybe start live streaming. I was hoping we could get on a Zoom call or something like that eventually.
No Zoom. I thought we talked about Zoom.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Zoom. We could do some other thing, like Skype. I don't know.
Wait, what do you have against Zoom?
Zoom is just an ass platform. I hate it.
You're
Have
talking about it
did
like
you
it's a
hear
death
about-
wish.
Did you hear about the Zoom meeting that got hijacked? Like it was office meeting, and it was just some naked guy doing a tail whip. His thing.
You guys
And it was
know,
like a normal meeting. He just hijacked it. They all had to sit there and watch it for like a minute and a half.
Too Mad?
Yeah.
Oh god, dude, fucking shout out to Too Mad.
Too Mad's a stud.
Have you seen his video where he invades like college classes, like Zoom meetings, and like shows off his tits
Yeah.
and stuff? Oh my god, it's hilarious.
That's the funniest thing I've ever
laughed so
seen.
hard I legitimately almost pissed my pants. It is so funny.
Have you ever laughed so hard that you pissed your pants?
Oh yeah.
Like
I've pissed
full
my
on,
pants
just
normally
like
before. I'll just be sitting there in like a nice game of whatever the fuck I'm playing, and then I'll just be like, man, I really gotta go to the bathroom, but I don't want to go to the bathroom, so I'll just piss my pants. Hey, that's the way she goes, man. It's fucking
Dude,
the way she goes.
that sounds like what I thought when I was like 3, when I was talking about shit in my pants. I was just like,
fuck
I'm
this
doing
shit.
this
I ain't
right
getting
now.
up.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what, dude?
Just
I'm
freaking
too
pisses
invested
his
in this,
pants.
bro. I'm too
The
invested.
fuck?
You know?
Yeah, I had a distinct memory
There's,
of
there's
just,
always time for a shower. There's always time to clean up. Right now is not that time.
Right now is just not that time. Not in the
Right
mood.
now
So
is
you
time
shit
for
in the
something more
shower?
important. Oh yeah, fucking waffle stomp.
So you just stomp it down.
Waffle
Waffle stomp that shit.
If the viewers don't know what a waffle stomp is, I'll clarify for you. It's where you
Jesus.
shit down the drain in your shower, and then you decide to curb stomp it down the drain. If you want a visualization, you could probably just look it up.
I wouldn't recommend that, to be honest with you.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend you looking it up, but if you're curious.
I could throw up a
there's a-
visual. I could throw up a visual right
there's-
now. I'll see if I can find something.
Yeah, but there's some also like really good like websites for that. I think there's one. Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce it right. Pornhub.
Do they put feces stuff on Pornhub?
There definitely is feces shit on.
I mean, I don't know. They got some like Alaskan pipeline type shit.
Isn't that where you freeze your shit?
That's
and
where
then
women
you
freeze
use
their
it as a
shit and then
dildo?
put it in a condom
Yeah.
and then use it as a dildo, and it's really gross. I hate the fact that I know what that is.
I mean, like, I don't regret the
I hate
fact
the
that I know what
fact
that
that I
is,
know what
but
that is now.
I don't like it.
I'm sorry for all the viewers who didn't know what a fucking Alaskan pipeline was.
It's okay, you only have like 2 viewers.
Yeah.
No, we had 37 on the
Well,
last video, pal.
I just I just looked up a waffle stomping on Google, and I kind of regret it. There's a video of just a trail of shit on the fucking chapter.
I'm having a conversation with that person that we're trying to get on the show, right? They're telling me that they're gonna watch the whole first show, and I may or may not have talked about them on the show.
There needs to
They're
be.
gonna watch the. They're need.
Now they're gonna cut me out for that too.
I apologize for that, but it came off a little bit weird, but I think I cleaned it up.
Jesus
There needs to
Christ.
be that was.
Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. Check this out for the viewers at home. This is a waffle stomp right here. It's a nice cartoon image. I mean, you could just do it the more correct way and just grab it and throw it into the toilet, but right here we got a nice little got a little shit right there, and then they stomp it down the drain. So
Well, since
Yeah,
we're on like the
maybe-
whole waffle stomping thing, this is I guess this is a way this show is gonna be going is to fucking sex acts and shit, which is fine. I'm okay with that. This is what this show is created for.
I just
Is
found.
there any? Have you guys ever like watched like not jerked off to? Because that's different. But have you guys ever watched furry porn?
I imagine that'd be something you would do.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
too.
you
dude,
just
that's
watch it
no,
for
like-
entertainment, no boner or anything.
Yeah,
you
I
just
watched
watch
it because I was interested.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I
that's not
imagine
what I
you
mean.
would be one to watch.
I
fucking
never
furry porn,
fucking
God
watched
damn
that
it.
shit.
You never just
No.
looked it up out of like curiosity,
No.
bro. Let me tell
Why?
you, I spent a whole 3 hours watching that because it was so fucking.
I feel
Like,
like if
Hold on, you know,
If I didn't
you
lose my-
literally you've watched 3 hours watching furry porn. Can I get a?
Yeah.
you
Can I
do-
get a?
think
Can
you
I get a
not-
fucking? Can I get a fucking bruh?
Okay, wait. I know that sounds
No,
a
no,
little
no.
weird.
No
That sounds a
explaining
little bit
yourself.
weird. That sounds a little bit weird. I didn't jerk off to it. It wasn't hard at
definitely
all.
weird.
All right, I wasn't
Yeah,
hard.
it's
Pretty weird.
And I didn't.
Everybody
I didn't
just
jerk
wants
off
to know
it.
about your jerking off
My-
habits, Eric.
Damn it! First I accidentally said there needs to be rape, and then now, people think I'm a freaking furry
Wait,
addict.
when did you say there needs to be rape?
I accidentally said that in the first episode. I meant to say there needs to be proof, but then I accidentally said there needs to be rape.
Jesus.
It's fine. I already
Yeah.
apologized for it, man.
Moving on.
Moving
Moving
on.
on.
Gotta keep the train going. I had a couple of shivers down my spine when we were talking like 30 seconds ago, and I thought we better just.
We have a couple people listening in on the podcast. He asked me, was the pedo Trent?
Jesus Christ.
If you guys won't know who Trent is. That's a really good inside joke.
Yeah. Dude, this podcast is just gone to shit, dude.
He's our local school creep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like-
really
I feel like we should.
fucked up.
I feel like this isn't really even like a podcast at this point. Like it's just kind
Yeah,
of.
this is just us
this
talking
is-
about random
This
shit.
is something that we should just stream instead of just sit here and talk about because we're not even covering anything right now. We're just dicking around.
No. You just.
Well, of course. Well,
you
yeah,
figure
we're
out
gonna
a
get
shithole.
this is what happens when we go into this blind. We don't know what we're
I
doing.
could
No,
stream
no,
it
no.
right now, honestly.
We didn't go into this blind. This is just like a normal.
This is just a normal
FaceTime call.
conversation. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if we would have had topics to talk about, this would have been more
Bro,
organized.
I
and it
think
would
a
have been a
lot of
podcast.
people. I think a lot of people would have argued this isn't a normal conversation, but
Well, of course it's not a normal conversation. We're all freaking 15-year-old boys.
I don't know. You're the one that brought up furry.
That is true. All right,
Got a
so
point there.
kind of moving on a little bit. Have either of you guys had like paranormal experiences or anything like that?
I'm gonna let Abe talk. See what he has to say
Talk,
first.
I'm gonna
bitch.
pass on that.
You're gonna defer.
Yeah.
All right, your turn, Eric. Since Abe wants to be a bitch ass.
Why don't you fucking talk, Jared?
Queer.
I'm not gonna talk, bro. I want Eric to talk. Eric,
You want
talk
me to talk?
about paranormal shit, please.
I've never I don't really think it's been paranormal, but have you ever experienced sleep paralysis?
I remember that story. No,
Sleep paralysis
it's one of my
is
biggest
freaking
fears, though.
great. It's
I've experienced it.
it's my greatest fear because it's happened, and I don't ever want it to happen again.
Do you guys know what lucid dreaming is?
That's how I got it. I was trying to lucid
Yeah.
dream one night,
Mm-hmm.
and then I accidentally.
So
Well, then I got into sleep paralysis.
I used to be into that shit all the time, and that was one of my biggest problems with the whole thing was the whole sleep paralysis thing, because there are many different methods that you could do
Get
that
out.
kind of avoid it a little bit, but the main way that you do it, and the most effective way, and like the way that like 80% of people do it, is you have to put yourself into sleep paralysis before you can do that. And I guess it would be kind of worth it if you kind of go into it with like a fearless attitude where you're not really gonna experience anything too bad with the whole sleep paralysis
Yeah, you do.
stage. But the lucid dreaming part, I feel like it could be pretty worth it. You know.
Hello.
I feel like if
Right,
if
get
you have
out.
sleeping paralysis, how can you even open your eyes?
I think you're able to open and close your eyes, but
Because I've remembered
Yeah.
like waking up and not being able to move at all.
yeah.
A really, really long time ago.
I've never. Have you guys ever watched
Why?
the YouTuber Some Ordinary Gamers?
You couldn't have just.
Oh,
No.
it looks like we have an intruder in Eric's room.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
He's a YouTuber that we watch, and that I watch, and
Okay.
he is like always sleep deprived in his videos and shit like that. Because literally like
Not a
every
bad
other time he
person.
goes to sleep, he has sleep paralysis,
Not a bad
and it's like
person.
one of his biggest fears.
It's
So
not.
it's like
Okay.
bad,
Cool.
basically, bad situation for him. But it's one of my my biggest fears with all
Why?
that kind of
Why?
shit. So
Why do you care so much?
Jordan asks me what's lucid dreaming. So lucid dreaming is basically where you have the ability. It's pretty rare to have it. It kind of differs between person to person, but it kind of it's basically where you become aware that you're in a dream while you're in, and then you remain in that dream state. So if you try and focus hard enough, you can basically control the dream. And so many people do that, and it's pretty cool because you're in that kind of subconscious part of your mind, and you're still asleep, but you can control everything. Like you can like spawn people or cars or whatever in, and you could have lucid dreaming sex and do drugs and shit like that. It's really cool, I think. And I used to be
Oh.
into it really big time, and then I would always try it, but I could, like, personally, even if I tried to, I couldn't even get into the sleep paralysis stage. Like, I literally could not get it. But
Bro.
I didn't even know there was like a thing where you tried to do it.
yeah, no, people do it a lot. Like, if you look
There's like
up,
different tactics that you can use.
they have like
Yeah,
file,
usually.
which is like you like mess with two of your fingers or whatever while you're trying to go to sleep, and then you go into it. There's the wake back to bed thing, where you wake up during your REM cycle, and you stay awake for like 10-15 minutes or get a drink or whatever, and then go back to bed. But when you go back to bed, you want to try to you don't want to move, but you want to
Go
keep
away.
your
Stop.
like you want to try to like keep your mind awake and think about things, and close your eyes. And this is the hardest part, because usually you just fall asleep normally. You want to wait and don't move, but try to keep your mind active, and eventually your body will fall asleep, thereby causing you to go into sleep paralysis. And you want to keep your eyes closed, because if you open them, you're just going to have a panic attack because the shit that you see. And you might think, oh, it's not going to be that scary, but your subconscious creates an image of what would scare you the most, and just literally you can see it in your room. And I mean, that's scary as shit, honestly, when you ask me, because it will take something that it knows, because I mean, your brain knows your brain, obviously, so it's gonna create something that's gonna scare the shit out of you, and it's gonna know it's gonna scare the shit out of you because it is yourself, basically, and it all happens subconsciously. And one of the main things that they talk about is how you have to try to be you can't focus on it. You focus on the bad things and you're just going to have a really, really bad experience, and then you're just never going to want to try it again.
Well, I haven't tried it again since.
Yeah, I've tried
Because, like,
the finger induced lucid dreaming multiple times, but it's never worked for me.
I've gotten it one time.
David.
I've had a semi
Here, you
lucid
go
dream
ahead.
before. It was like one time.
I've experienced stuff like that, like right before I wake up. Except I'm usually not that successful. I control some things and then not others, and then I just wake up.
Yeah, that's kind of how mine was.
I've never thought of it though. I didn't really know it was a thing.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys are watching and you want to try this, just don't, like, I don't advocate.
Don't blame us for it.
Yeah, if anything goes wrong, don't fucking blame me. I'm just talking about it. I'm not advocating it or promoting it in any way. You can do whatever you want. Just neither of us are held responsible for your own actions. So if you go and have a bad time, then I mean, that's all you, Chief. We didn't do fucking shit. So
you, Chief.
It's all you, Chief. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I used to be super into all that, like, spiritual shit and like lucid dreaming and astral projection, all that kind of stuff. I find the whole concept of astral projection more interesting than lucid dreaming, though. Like, you guys know what that is?
I don't know how you'd ever try to do that.
I've tried it one time. I find it so much more interesting than lucid dreaming, because I feel like astral projection is something that's like, it varies a lot from lucid, because lucid dreaming, you're just going in, you fuck your favorite model, blah 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 blah, you do whatever you want.
We all know Jordan's not gonna understand what that means.
But lucid dreaming astral projection is different, because I feel like it's a way more spiritual experience, because you're basically ascending to a different realm. And I saw this video that explained it pretty I saw a video that explained it pretty well, and basically how it works and all that kind of stuff. And they were talking about, or the guy was talking about how basically everything around us is consciousness and reality, and we have we have brain. Well, some of us have brains, Eric, but and that's basically your way. Exactly, that's basically your way of projecting consciousness and being able to see it. So, I mean, when you have different frequencies, for example, with like a radio, you have to tune to a certain frequency using the radio in order to hear that frequency, right? So imagine consciousness and reality as the radio signal, and your brain as the radio itself, and you kind of have to tune into that certain frequency, and then you really they call it, obviously it's still all in your mind, but spiritually it's something way different. You project yourself to different realms, and there are entities you can interact with, and it's not like I don't know I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know some little things, but if you guys want to learn more about it, I'll try to find the video and link it in the description below, but if I can't find it, then it is what it is. Good luck. But I find it to be so much more interesting than just lucid dreaming, because it requires like a higher level of meditation and focus and everything else, and I just find it pretty cool, to be honest. I didn't know this podcast was going to get so big-brained and so everything so fast.
You need to get past all the monkey shit phase.
Oh, what do you say? Oh, no pussyfooting around anymore.
No pussyfooting around.
So, wait, Eric, you said you
I've had sleep paralysis before.
Yeah, but were you trying to? You said you were trying to lucid dream when that happened.
Yeah, I was trying to lucid dream, and I was doing that thing that you said,
The wake
where
back
you
to
try
back.
to like, yeah, and I was trying that, and then I got into it, and like I was actually, I know like I got into the lucid dream for like a good 5 minutes, and then I woke up into like cold sweat, like it felt like I was nailed to my bed basically.
Hmm.
I couldn't move.
That's like I said. I've always wanted to lucid dream. I've only had one time, and it was completely unintentional, and it was only semi lucid. Like I knew I was in a dream, but I really couldn't control anything. Um,
Like like for the first 5 minutes, I'd say I was controlling stuff in my dream. I was having a great time. And then I woke up cold sweat, and I thought I was awake, but I couldn't tell if I was sleeping or awake. And I just kind of felt like someone was like looking over me,
that's pretty
and like
scary.
mm-hmm, like that's honestly that's my like most like that's my biggest fear
That's
is that someone's watching me at all
that
times.
is one thing that pretty much anyone who has had a sleep paralysis incident or run in with that's one thing that they talk about is that they always feel like they're being watched, and obviously it's all in your mind. It's all
Mm-hmm.
played out subconsciously. But I mean, just being in that state is just such a terrifying thought to me, where you can't move and you have irrational
Yeah,
thinking and everything else. It just must be so terrifying. But
and I guess it was like beginning of the night because I felt like I was sitting there for like just paralyzed to my bed. I'd say like just glued there, can't move, can't get up, can't move my head, just staring into like the corner of my room because I have a small room. It's a box, and my bed was in the corner, and I'm just staring into this like blank corner of my room, just sitting there glued there, not being able to just like move, and I feel like there's a shadow just like there.
yeah, I was gonna say, did you have any visuals or anything when it happened?
Like I more or less like I didn't like have visuals, but like it almost felt like I was like I felt some stuff.
Oh, you just like
So
felt
like
the
I
presence of something there.
or
Yeah,
like
I get it.
like I heard like I thought I heard things. It was all in my head though. But
Yeah.
like I thought I heard things like crawling and walking all over the
One
place.
one thing that scares me is that people talk about how they can hear shit, and
That's
the
that was
auditory
the
hallucinations, and I would
that was the
imagine that would be
creepiest
the
part.
scariest part, because
Mhm.
I would have people have talked about how they'll hear screaming or like jet engines or something, and it's like the loudest thing they've ever heard. And obviously you're not going to go deaf from it, so it can be super loud without damaging you, because it's all in your mind.
Mhm.
You're not actually hearing it, you're just hallucinating.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Have you guys have you guys do you guys know what closed eye visuals are?
No.
So have you
No
ever
idea.
what?
It's a no idea.
Oh, you said no, I do. Um, so have you guys ever kind of sat in like a dark room, and with your eyes open, you're kind of staring there for a while, and like you can't go to sleep, and like it's kind of hard to explain, but you see like bursts of like color, kind of.
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, now I know what you're talking about.
that those are basically the start. Usually you fall asleep after that, but that's the start of it. So basically what people do, and I've tried it before, and it is a trip, let me tell you. It's pretty crazy. If you get um like a sleep mask, like an eye mask or something, and or like a blanket, and you put it over your eyes to where you can like kind of open them, because if you close them, you're probably going to end up going to sleep. But if you open them, and you have an eye mask on or something like that, to where all you can see is just darkness, like you can't see anything, your receptors in your eyes just start to trip balls, and it slowly gets more and more vivid. And sometimes, if you have like white noise, if you have earbuds in and you have a white noise, like a fan running, or just rain or something like that, that's just a consistent noise that you can hear and you can't see anything, you'll start to hallucinate both like audible hallucinations, and visual, and it gets more and more vivid. It starts off with just those bursts of color, and then that's usually when the normal person would fall asleep if they don't mean to do it. But if you keep going, you start to see some crazy shit. And when I did it, I didn't do the audio thing, so I didn't hear anything because I didn't have any white noise. But I saw some weird stuff. It started off with like it was really short too. I kind of got a little bit freaked out, so I took off the mask and I was able to see. But I remember I was laying there and like it started off with a burst of color and it kind of got wavy. I saw like it was almost reminded me of, like ocean waves, kinda. Um, and like I started seeing like faces and stuff, and it kind of creeped me out a little bit. But it's pretty wild. You can you can do it pretty easily. Like obviously you don't need like drugs or anything like that. You literally just cover your eyes with something where it's just one solid color and you can't
Don't get
see.
me wrong. I
You
bet
know,
you if you tried any of these tactics, tripping balls on any drug, I bet you would work.
but
If you were just tripping balls, that'd
pop a
be
couple of shrooms and do that. No, yeah.
that would be an experience right there.
But and it's a pretty ancient technique. Like it derived from especially they talk about those people in like Alaska and like windstorm or blizzards and
Like the
stuff like that.
Eskimos, like the Eskimos.
Like when they're out there like on the like you're just a one solid thing of ice and you're walking through there and like you can't see anything but white because the snow is so heavy. They start to hallucinate and they see things. So that's kind of where it was figured out. They would walk through these blizzards and that's all. I mean, all they can see is white because the ground is white, the sky is white, everything is white, and they can't see anything. So they start to hallucinate because your visual receptors have to have some sort of contact and some sort of stimulation in order to basically function. And so when there is no stimulation, your brain has to create it itself for them, and that's why you start to hallucinate that kind of stuff. I find that to be pretty interesting. It's pretty cool.
What about like those people that like? There's these people that got trapped in a cave, which is complete darkness.
Yep, same thing.
14 days to experience that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They used to have they would talk about these Jesus's disciples or whatever they were, and they would go and they would they would go into these really deep caves and basically block off all light, and they would stay in there for like days in order to, and they called it like seeking enlightenedness, and basically it was just them having those closed eye visuals, and they thought it was becoming enlightened or something, and I guess that's where it was originally kind of discovered. So in reality, they were just closed eye visuals that they would just trip balls on while they were in these deep ass caves and they couldn't see anything.
Trip balls.
That's my favorite saying now.
Yeah. Speaking of caves, have you guys seen those people that like put on like GoPros and shit like that, and they go into these like really tight caves where they have to literally like army crawl through and like squirm through?
Yeah, I've seen.
Those are
I know what you mean, at least.
Yeah, they're so. I mean, it's so claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic, honestly. Like I'm
I'm
nothing
not, like,
extreme, but if
I'm
I
not
was
really claustrophobic, but I think nobody wants to crawl through a tight ass cave.
except for those dumbasses. Well, I can't really call them dumbasses. I've never really done it myself, obviously, but I mean, you
I
do
would
you,
done
but
it.
that's
I would
weird.
do it. That sounds awesome.
I'm kind of a
Super fit.
claustrophobic person. I have many
I'm not.
fears, but my biggest three fears are probably kind of heights, sleep paralysis, and being buried alive. It's stupid, but that is one of my biggest fears. I used to think about that all the time. Like, what the fuck would I do if I was buried alive? Because
That's probably one of my biggest fears.
people will go through, and there have been stories told about, they take these coffins and they open them, and you can see on the inside, these people that were wrongly pronounced dead, and you can see on the inside, the top of the inside of them are damaged, and you can see fingernail scratches from them trying to get out. And I find that to be terrifying, because imagine you
That's
wake
where
up, you're in a
the bell originated.
yeah. The more rich, the wealthier people would have bells put in, so they could like ring them if they were still alive.
Have you ever just thought about being cremated then and just not buried?
Yeah, I want to be.
What, burnt alive?
Well,
No,
here's the other thing. If you get cremated, you almost die instantly, but
Mhm.
nowadays we embalm people, so you wouldn't even survive to the casket.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
die when they injected the chemicals into you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather, obviously, I would rather have the chemicals and all that kind of stuff rather than waking up a day later in a coffin. Just imagine that though. You're just having the time of your life one day, and the next day you wake up and you can't see
You know,
shit.
there's
You're in a super tight space, and then even then you're only gonna have a few hours to live because of oxygen limitness. So
I know, like I've watched a video about this, and it's like how to escape if you were somehow buried alive.
I watched several videos.
Basically, you gotta try to break your coffin, and
Mhm.
better hope it's not one of those steel coffins, or else you're dead.
Yeah.
But if you have a wooden coffin, basically what you want to try to do is you gotta try to break it to a point where you can like basically like a worm,
Mhm.
squiggle your way out up into the air.
Yeah. They
It's
say
like for you if you wanted a fucking golden coffin.
it's a terrible idea, but
It's a great
yeah.
idea.
If you're strong enough, they say that basically you're pretty damn limited on options. But the best thing you can do is pull your shirt up to cover your face so you don't get suffocated, and then try to punch a hole through the top of the fucking coffin and like wiggle your way out. It's like have you guys I know Eric does, but Abe, do you used to like listen to Mac Miller a lot or whatever?
That stuff will make
Mac
you trip
Miller?
out.
Yeah.
That
The
stuff, that like the beats and stuff, I can get like lost in those,
Oh yeah,
in
me
like
too. I know what you're
for
talking about.
several hours just having like a playlist. I can just get lost there for just
Yeah, me
sitting
too.
there, staring off into space, thinking about life.
No, yeah. I the music video for Self Care, which Self Care is like my all time favorite Mac Miller song. Like nothing tops that for me. But the music video for that, every time I would watch that when I was younger, I would get like a fucking panic attack because he wakes up in a coffin, and I find it so cool because he takes out the knife and he carves Memento Mori into the top of the coffin, and then he punches a hole through it and then gets out. So and the meaning behind that is super significant because Memento Mori, I think it's French or something. I'm not sure, but it's basically a saying that's like the artistic reminder that you have to die, and the significance of him punching a hole through it shows that he refused to die, and that later on that same year he overdosed and died. So
Yeah.
that's the thing that kind of sucks is I had just gotten into him kind of before he died, and
Yeah,
it
I
really
was into him for a long time before that because I liked to listen to him when he was in college, not college,
see.
high school.
I never really listened to his older stuff. I really got into him kind of 2016 before he died.
What album would that be? Oh,
Um,
what album is it whenever he's just sitting there in the coffin with the white screen
oh,
behind him?
I
That's
thought that
gonna
was like
hurt me.
I thought that
Let
was
me
like an
look it up.
airplane. Swimming, wasn't it? Or was that?
It might be.
I think it was swimming. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick. I have it like
I
right in
got it.
my
I got it.
library.
So we got, yeah, that is swimming.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Honestly, we gotta. If I'm having to choose between swimming and then Circles, the one that came out in 2020 after his death, I'm so much. I love Circles so much more.
I really like Circles. I think they did a really, really good job with that, and I feel like that's really
hmm
his style. I really like Complicated, and
Complicated
what
is
was
probably
that?
my favorite song by
The
him.
blue one. Oh my god, the one where
Blue
it's
World.
yeah, Blue World. I
Yeah,
fucking forgot the
Blue
name.
World's a really good song
I
too.
haven't listened to that one in forever, but Complicated. I listen to that every now and then. It's
That's
really
the
nice.
this he's an artist that if you're ever in your feels, that's who I watch.
Oh
That's
yeah.
who I listen to. If
Like you have the
you're ever
people
just
that
in your
listen to
feels.
like older Drake and stuff like that. No, I got a fucking Mac Miller, dude. What a
No,
legend.
Mac Miller. All right, gotta respect him.
My two favorite songs by him are Self Care and Complicated. Those are my top two. And then you
It's
have
unfortunate for Abe right now because he can't relate. He listens to Christian rock when he gets when he's in
Abe,
his feels.
Abe, what do you listen to?
Dude,
I've never.
Christian rock all the way, guys.
No,
Dude,
for real.
all right.
What do you listen to? I could never imagine you listening to like anything. Or do you even like
Just
listen to music?
static. Yeah, static.
No, for real. Like, what is your music taste?
It's out of the hymnals in church.
Yeah,
See, look, Abe, I make fun of you for listening to Christian rock. But then whenever I actually give you a chance to give your opinion on music, you're like, oh yeah, I like the hymnals. You know the psalms? They're not quite songs. We just call them psalms. Where no one knows the lyrics, and you gotta get this little packet that person passes out at the beginning of church.
you kind of lip sync along to the words, the lyrics that they project up onto the wall.
No, I know it by heart, man.
Eric, you just kind of listen to like rap, don't you? Like
I
Macklemore
listen
and that
to
kind of
like
stuff.
some rap. Honestly, I'm really into like old school rap. So like Will Smith,
Oh
freaking love
yeah,
that dude. That
I used
guy's
to
underrated in this
I
day and age.
I used to listen to that stuff all the time. I
No,
used to
Fucking
Eric
love
use
that
listens to
dude.
like
NWA
those weird ass songs you just find on YouTube.
You know Russian trap
dubstep.
music? Russian trap music where it's just some dudes yelling in Russian. It's like Russian dubstep.
Nah, I listen to mainly 80s and 90s punk rock, like Blink-182, NoFX, The Offspring, all that kind of stuff.
Honestly, I've never really gotten into them. I've always liked their music and I've always liked like their style and like all like the the instruments that go into it and how they perform.
You talking about
But that's
Blink-182?
just that whole like I don't
That
know
genre.
that genre
That and
and
grunge too.
that
Nirvana.
time frame.
Nothing pisses me off more than when I see people wearing Nirvana shirts and they don't even know like what the hell it is. They just think it's like some goth trend, and it's like, I don't know. It kind of makes me mad. I don't necessarily know why. It's just the fact that they're going around showing it off.
Nirvana
And
was
they know
like
what it is.
one of the last rock bands really around before rock's kind of gone on the wayside now.
Yeah, because they were kind of
What's the Jamaican music?
reggae.
Oh, what is that called? Yeah, reggae. Reggae. There's some artists in reggae that are like now that I really like, and honestly, my parents listen to them too. They're really good. They like mix like some like rap into it. It's like rap and reggae, and honestly, it's really good.
Yeah, I used to listen to reggae a bunch, Bob Marley and all that kind of stuff.
Bob Marley is a stud. Rest in peace.
My
Love that
alarm
man.
my alarm used to be Stir It Up and Three Little Birds.
Wow.
Every little thing is gonna
It's gonna be
alright.
alright.
And then I got
That's
burned
a
out
whole
on it,
vibe right there.
and then changed it to like one of the basic ones. The
I'm just making up beats as we
you know
go
what I'm
now.
talking about. That gives me like an anxiety attack every single time I hear that alarm.
Gives me an anxiety attack. Jesus Christ.
You know, speaking of sound effects, you know what scares me more than
I thought you were about to say, speaking of anxiety attacks.
No, you know what scares me like more than anything late at night? The
What?
goddamn Amber Alerts that you get. Or the flash flood warnings. No, you can't even you can't even talk. You have an Android. It's a lot different. But on
So
iPhones,
fucking loud.
Abe knows what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I've never had one at night.
Oh my god, I have this horrifying experience. So it was like I'd say probably 1 or 2 in the morning, probably sitting there playing some Gmod or something like that alone on my computer. You know, dark as shit. I have my string like multicolored lights that I have never taken down, and I have them up, and you know, so it's dark as shit. I'm sitting there playing alone. I have headphones on, and then all of a sudden, fucking full blast, that sound super
You just
loud.
think the world's about to end.
Yeah, I know. I
like
thought
half a second.
I think it was either an Amber Alert or the flash flood things. But just fucking scary, dude. I remember turning that shit off and like running downstairs. I mean that.
Did you get the ones for the COVID-19?
Oh yeah, I woke up one morning to one of those. Like why
Yeah,
would why
Don't
would
say
you?
that. Hey guys, you're not
Why
allowed
would
to say
you-
the C word on this platform. We're gonna
I-
get shadow banned, okay?
I turned all that. I turned all that stuff off. I turned off the Amber Alerts and all that kind of stuff because too scary. No, but
You guys,
I know how to turn them
if
off.
you guys say the COVID word, they're gonna get mad at us.
when you said the C
They're
word, I
not
thought you were
allowed
talking
to-
about cunt.
We
Well,
we
that's also another good C word. Cunt is a good
Aren't
word.
you like not supposed to say that? Fucking cunt.
I don't really think
COVID.
so, but
COVID-19.
but
COVID-19.
like
Abe,
honestly,
you're gonna get us shadow banned. Jesus.
Yo, bro, you got any of that? You got any of that COVID?
Got that COVID.
I'm looking to buy. You want some of that COVID?
Jesus.
Gotta add the 19 if you want to get banned.
No.
Don't worry, this podcast will never make it to the internet.
You never make it on your For You page. We're just doing this for fun.
For You page. Stop saying that. It's a fucking TikTok.
Trending. I meant to say
Hey,
trending.
Hey,
I don't know why I
we
said
don't
For
talk
You.
about TikTok on this
This is a
platform.
fucking
or on this
TikTok,
podcast.
Eric.
I'm sorry.
TikTok's like 30-second clips and then just an hour-long fucking podcast.
TikTok is
Sorry,
the
man.
epitome of my. I don't even know.
Talked about it.
Yeah, I talked
No,
about
to
this
bring
last
this up
night.
again.
No more TikTok, dude.
No more TikTok. Oh, we'll stop. TikTok is our trigger word, okay? Other
Mhm.
people's trigger words might be faggot. No, ours,
Oh my god.
TikTok.
You just dropped the F-bomb second stream in, or second podcast in. I was trying to avoid that for so long, and
It doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's not even.
I
It's
guess
not
it-
even a bad word.
I guess
It's
it
not a
kind
bad
of.
word unless you're directing it at someone.
I guess it.
I'm
I
sick
guess
of
it
that.
kind of. It relates to what we were talking about, like how retard and I guess faggot. They're
Yeah.
like the same.
No, I don't. I
It's-
don't understand
it's-
that. Like,
you
if you're
have
not
to
directing
separate-
it at a specific person, how is that a bad word?
Once again, you have to separate meaning from words. You know, if I'm saying the word faggot in a joking way, obviously there's going to be some little snowflakes that find it offensive, because everyone finds everything offensive in this day and age, which I find hilarious. But
I mean,
when
I
you
understand like the faggot stuff because gay is like the word you use for
Yeah.
like when you're just talking about normally. When you use faggot, it's more of like supposed to be an insult.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with retard.
Yeah.
Once again, we talked about the same thing last night. If you call someone a retard and mean it in a derogatory way, you call someone with a mental illness a retard, then you're a bad person. You shouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You call your friend retarded or something like that in a joking way. You don't have that derogatory intent behind it, and therefore it shouldn't be taken as offense or anything like that because you're joking. I guess you could say the same thing about faggot, but I feel like faggot's a bit more of like a.
I mean, it is a bit
it's
more
meant to be
extreme, and I
offensive.
can understand you getting upset about that.
And then you have knit.
It's
No,
just
I'm kidding.
You just have to understand who you're most comfortable around.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you and that person are really like comfortable enough to say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because people that don't know how to understand that will just use
Yeah.
words like that with somebody that they don't really know yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Will
not like
piss people.
it's not like okay. So don't get me wrong. Back in the day, gay people used to have it really bad. They used to
Yeah.
be freaking killed, and they still are killed overseas for being gay. And
But
honestly,
at this
I don't,
point in the
I don't,
U.S.,
I
they're
don't
more
believe that
privileged
is.
than us.
Yeah, I don't believe that is correct. That you should kill people because what they think and what their sexuality is. Honestly, I don't care if
Yeah,
you're gay.
that's pretty gay.
That doesn't bother me. But it's just a matter of if you're gonna get offended over me using probably a derogatory term, but not using it like towards you as an insult, just using it as a word that you guys get offended by, even when you say it, just not even like, not even like insulting someone, just saying the word. That's not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, you just have
Yeah,
to separate. Shut the fuck up. You just have to separate the actual words from the intent behind them.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have another moment of awkward silence.
Of course.
Can we just enjoy this?
Just enjoy the.
Can't enjoy the silence.
You
Guys,
can
we're gonna have
enjoy
a
the
moment of silence for. No, guys, we're gonna have a moment of silence for all the fallen soldiers out there. We're gonna give it a minute.
It's kind of hard with Abe's goddamn, like, fucking... in the background every 2 seconds.
Abe, is there a helicopter in your room right now?
Yeah, he's got a plane that's current. He lives in, like, Iraq or some shit. Just bombs flying every 2 seconds outside his window. That's what I don't know. So we're trying to do a goddamn podcast, and all you can hear is just... Hey, we love you, man. Just another moment of silence.
Well, I mean, this is what happens when we don't plan stuff.
We've been going for
We
like
needed
an
to-
hour.
Yeah.
If you guys want, we could just stream instead of doing
I think
this.
you
Because
cut all that
I
shit
feel
out.
like if it's a recording of us just being silent, then it's like not funny or anything. But if you were
Mhm.
streaming
Do you know how
it,
to
it's
cut
more
that?
acceptable because you can like interact with viewers and stuff. I'm not gonna cut it. That's part of the funniness, the humor.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like the. Never mind.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna stop it for now and then start streaming. If I can't stream, we can just go back to filming the second half. But I think for right now, we're gonna switch over to a stream. And if you don't want to follow us over, then fuck you, I guess. But
Don't really care.
this has been episode number 2. I know it's kind of shorter. We've only been going for like an hour, but we're gonna switch over to attempting to stream, and then we'll just figure whatever.
But
out
from
there.
now
And
on, we're gonna probably plan these out more so we can have another
Yeah.
one where
I
it's
feel
like
we
hour and a
did-
half.
I feel like we did
hour
kind of touch
45.
up on some cool stuff tonight, though. So
Yeah.
I guess we kind of did accomplish something. But if we can't figure anything out, then I guess this is it for episode number 2. I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna upload this after we do the stream. But we are getting ready
Just
to
be
switch
like
over
a
to-
pre-stream conversation.
I think we're getting ready to switch over to a stream, and if you miss out, well then I guess that's on you. This is just what you just get this instead. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. To
Hey,
this
can I
episode.
add a word?
Go ahead, add a word.
At one word.
COVID-19.
No,
Damn
you
you,
finished
Abraham.
it. You finished it.
Alright, well thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of the Cool Guy Experience. If you want to be a cool guy or gal, really, it's up to you.
Drop us a
Then,
Scribble.
yeah, drop us a Scribble, my Nibble, and leave a like, comment, subscribe.
beautiful
do whatever,
people.
Blah, blah, blah. My beautiful cool guys and cool gals. And we will see you guys in the next one.